Do you have a not so perfect life? I mean, we may look like we have it all together, but the truth is we all have stuff. UNbroken provides a brave space where we women can take off the mask, share our secret struggles, and our secrets to success. UNbroken, doing life better together. Welcome to UNbroken on the Road, where we are out of the studio and in with the people. We are so excited. I am joined by my co-producer, Galen Brugan. And today, our question of the day is, what would the world look like if as young people, young humans, we learned how to stand in who we were created to be? Galen, your thoughts?
I think that's a great question. I think we spend a lot of time trying to figure out who we are. And then once we figure that out, really truly trusting that that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if at young ages we could start earlier identifying what those things are, who we are, even if it's identifying by that's not who I am,
Mm-hmm.
we could really start to walk a little more quickly and love each other a little bit more.
And I know that for me, the more confident I get in who I am and who I'm created to be, the more accepting I can actually be of others, which is so counterintuitive.
I would completely agree with that.
I think that there's an element of perfection, at least for me,
Right?
and I see myself transferring that even to my son, like wanting him to fit into a mold. And I realize that that's the same things I've struggled with, is trying to fit into a mold when I was made to stand out.
Totally understand. And I agree with you. I mean, I have a 17-year-old almost, and then some bonus kids and some bonus grandbabies. And those things that we fear inside ourselves, we pass those things along. So if we don't spend that time to intentionally heal those hurts, then we just pass them along. So to your point, the mask of perfection, um, people pleasing versus, you know, peacemaking.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't stand in who we truly are and be comfortable with that, we absolutely pass on our fears or our confidence.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel when you have to take action, but you don't, and step out in faith? How do you feel internally about that, Jay?
I think oftentimes we want to wait until we feel right to do right. And for me, what I have found is to go ahead and take action, even when I don't feel like it, and the feelings will follow. So it's that desire versus discipline. There's a tension there. Um, Not every time do I have the desire to get up, and that's why I'm thankful for you, Galen. This has been a big mountain, and there were times I wanted to quit, spirit of transparency. But that's why we need each other, because it was then that Galen could say, no, we can do this, keep going. Um, and then I think there are other times where desire is there, but there's a better opportunity that seems more fun and easier at the moment. And I want to go that direction instead of staying on mission. And I realize that some of what we're doing is going to make people uncomfortable, that you're going to be pointing out the little things that we didn't do right, technical things, or maybe it's how we interacted or something like that. And the reason I recognize that criticism is because that used to be me. I used to be focused on all the little things that somebody was not doing instead of looking at the bigger picture of what is the good. What is the good in every moment? What is the good in every human? Because I think for me, when I focus on the good, which ultimately is God's perspective, the world truly is a different place.
I completely agree. If we let the outside world control what we think, how we feel, how we respond, you follow whichever one you feed.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good quote. You follow what you feed.
So if you focus on the positive pieces, you'll probably bring more positivity back in. You'll start to see yourself in a different light. And it's hard because, what I see in the mirror is not what someone else sees when they look at me, which is a lot of the perfection, a lot of things that women and girls go through. what they see in the mirror is not what the rest of the world sees.
Mm-hmm.
They tear themselves down. They're too tall, too short, too all the things. So I think just truly being able to step in who you are and focus on being positive about yourself and what you're trying to do and confident in what you're stepping into, because you're going to find confirmation bias. You're going to seek and find. So if you're looking for positivity, you will find it.
Yeah.
If you're looking for conflict, you'll find it. And it'll find you anyway. So I'd rather look for the good things.
You mentioned looking for the good things. And as we have been creating this multimedia platform, it requires other women to come alongside. It's too big for just me. But I've had to be just me for a long, long time. And by allowing other women in, there have been many times that I had to keep myself checked up so that I wasn't comparing, so that I
Same.
wasn't wishing I was where they were, because we all have stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that if stuff scares you, it's maybe because you haven't let your stuff out of the closet. And you don't have to let it all out at once, and you don't have to do it on television. Please don't. I'm one of the few who will.
Thank you.
But with Unbroken, there is a brave space for you, regardless of where you are, and where you can share that stuff. And we're going to love you enough to help you not stay there. And truly in a curiosity versus condemnation, and in love versus leaving you because of your imperfections.
As you're coming alongside us, as you're stepping into your squad, as you're working within the app, just remember, we are not here to judge one another. We're here to meet each other where we are and lift to the next level. We rise by lifting others. It's one of my favorite quotes, not mine, but I love it.
And when we are weak, we are actually strong. As we are taking this show on the road, we are doing three things. We are normalizing those things that are hard to talk about, but we need to talk about. We are helping women who are creating change, giving them a hand up, not a hand out. And probably the most important one, we are seeing you. We are seeing people, helping them feel valued, helping them recognize their greatness. If any of what we are doing resonates with you, we need you. We need volunteers. We need other women dynamos who will help us carry this forward. And if you want a pop up party in your neck of the woods, we'd love to come see you. So email us hello@theunbroken.org, where we're doing life better together.